which technology will lead the future of healthcare? The future of healthcare is not any one technology, it's how we put them together. I mean, there's a lot of talk about AI, machine learning, and big data, and wearables, and genomes, and Internet of Things. It's not about any technology, it's how we put them together to solve problems. It might be a small problem, reminding grandma to take her medicine. It might be a big problem, how to diagnose and treat cancers. It might be issues about how do you organize your hospital or keep people healthy at home. So don't think about what technology is best, but how do you knit them together to solve for a challenge of the patient, the caregiver, the healthcare system, the community. And I think it's at that convergence of many technologies, AI, robotics, 3D printing, nanotech, blockchain, synthetic biology, and beyond, where we really have the opportunity to reimagine and rethink healthcare. So stem cells are an important part of cancer therapy. I'm a stem cell biologist. My clinical field is bone marrow transplantation, and bone marrow transplantation is a form of stem cell therapy we've been doing for 50 years. So I think we're seeing lots of exciting new ways to do stem cell therapy, particularly for treating cancer patients, also now for treating patients with autoimmune diseases, even combining bone marrow stem cells with organs for solid organ transplantation. There's new forms of stem cells from those you can make from your skin and your blood, but I think the exciting elements today are still to do basic core stem cell therapy for cancer, and now to combine that with new forms of immunotherapy. I invented a technology called the marrow miner, which is a minimally invasive way of harvesting bone marrow, so you can get marrow from patients or from donors, and there are increasingly ways to isolate and modify stem cells to do regenerative medicine, not just treating for cancer, but to help the heart, peripheral vascular disease, maybe even diabetes and neurologic disorders. So I think it's an exciting time to look at the stem cell world while understanding that we need to carefully study them and only bring them to market when they've been proven in clinical trials. So my research in the stem cell world has been focused on a couple of things. One, I started out looking at human T cells and how they develop and how we could use those sorts of T cells to understand infectious disease like HIV and new therapies and new prevention. More recently at Stanford, I did work on how do we use new approaches in stem cell therapy to use antibody therapies to make room in the bone marrow, anti-c-KIT or anti-CD34 antibodies. Instead of using chemotherapy and radiation, we can use that to make space in the bone marrow to then replace that with healthy stem cells to treat diseases like sickle cell or thalassemia or genetic disorders. So that's one exciting area that we're reimagining how we can condition patients for stem cell therapy. A third area I've developed is new technologies to harvest bone marrow. I invented a technology called the marrow miner, and a company is called Regen Med Systems, where we have a medical device to make it much easier to pull out the bone marrow stem cells from a patient or from a donor, so we have more stem cells at higher quality, easier, done as an outpatient. So that's a technology to enable stem cell therapy. So I'm hopeful that the whole field of stem cells and regenerative medicine will continue to grow, and we can use stem cells in new powerful ways to treat a whole broad spectrum of diseases. I'm very excited to be at this Health Innovation Conference. It's my very first time in South Korea, and clearly South Korea has so much going on in terms of technology from mobile and Internet of Things and beyond, and lots of opportunity to improve healthcare here and around the world. The people who are here are incredible, everyone from the immunology to the stem cell world to the IT and mobile world. And I think it's coming together and collaborating is where we're going to find the best innovations to reshape healthcare here in Korea and around the world.